Hi Aries, welcome to your July 2017 love reading. It's Rena here. So, before I begin, I just wanted to let you know that my experiment with having two sets of love readings ended up with me just doing this one, okay? That was a one-time shot. That was last month where I did love readings for singles. I've decided to do something similar to that for people who are single, and it could be, if you're married and you just want extra guidance perhaps. And it will be on my website come mid-month, and it will be $1.77 US currency. I'm going to be using the Oracle of the Mermaids deck, which is a deck specifically designed for romance, but I'll also be using other oracle cards as well as the tarot. The reason I decided not to do it for my YouTube readings is because I felt like, having done love readings by themselves, regardless if somebody's married or single, it seemed, I should say coupled, shouldn't I, or single, it seemed that it was not really providing any kind of information that was separate from that. But I suppose I could have done a different type of spread. In this one, I'm going to really kind of go off into a different type of spread and inquiry in terms of the questions that are, looked at with that type of reading. I'm still in the process of finding a spread. I found one, and I'm not sure if I hope I can find that again because it was online, or I can devise one myself. So I just wanted to kind of let you know about that I was branching off into another platform for just, right now, just that type of reading. Okay. So right now I'm doing my version of shuffling the cards and I put them in different piles. I shuffle the piles though too and kind of pick. Okay, I'm going to pick an extra card because of the nature of that card. Okay, good, that's your card. Huh? The Emperor. So, pick your own card. Okay. All right, so. A lot of cups, or at least a few cups here, which is the water element. So, you could say that somebody that is excuse me, of the water element is somebody who was in your life, and maybe you had a disappointment in love with this person. This could be a Cancer, always the usual suspect with Aries, a Scorpio, or a Pisces individual. Actually, the focus card is a Pisces card, but I happen to think that for a lot of you, this is you. Because this is a card of being naive, of gullibility. And certainly Pisces individuals have this part of them, and I call it a shadow aspect. In some cases it's a shadow, in some cases it's actually part of the good part of their personality, because what happens is, like, for Pisces, the part of them that doesn't want to see the truth of a situation, that's the shadow side, that's the denial. But there's that part that believes in people and looks at the best in people. That's the light. So it's not like, oh, it's all shadow aspect with this type of an energy. This is the energy of a child, the innocence. Now, this can also be a creative spirit. But in this type of reading, I see Aries as a very childlike sign, okay? And for you, it's the freshness of life, the immediacy. You're a very spontaneous sign. You don't have a lot of artifice or, that sense of cover. Although you can, because I found this out personally with somebody that I knew that was in Aries, where it didn't mesh well, it didn't sit well when I dealt with this person, because I always got this feeling that they were being phony, and this is like totally not what I am used to with an Aries sun. And it turned out that this person had Cancer rising, and that will create a fake kind of a fake caring. And I don't mean that Aries isn't caring, but you are not that type of like a water sign is. You're not trying to baby people, and you're not trying to nurture them in the way that a Cancer does. But because Cancer and Aries, it forms a square, that type of combination produces a clash in the person's, I don't know if you'd call it their aura or what, but I'm going off on a tangent, obviously. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I feel that most of you are very open to other people at a basic level, and because you're open, you expect them to be open, and this is one of the flaws in your thinking, because there are people who are very devious, and they will act like they care, and they're really just taking you for all you're worth. So you may have dealt with one of those predators, those people who are preying on your good nature, your generous nature, and that caused you disappointment. This is what this is. This is like feeling rejection, and it was because you gave them too much credit. And I wouldn't beat yourself up over it. For some of you, there may be you may have had a disappointment, and maybe you are with somebody now who is possibly a water sign individual. Now, or it could be also with the Page of Cups that you grieved a loss, and now you are kind of back in that state of innocence. One thing that's good about Aries is they don't stay stuck for very long. Some people kind of hold on to things. You're the kind of person that is forward thinking and forward moving. So it's very rare for an Aries person to get stuck and stagnant. The only possible thing, I think, if you have Taurus, which is a sign right next to, and some of your personal planets, that can make you a lot more fixed sign, stagnant, like a stagnant pond that isn't getting that sense of oxygen, What's happening right now is represented by the Temperance card. Now, this could be a Sagittarian who is in your life and is giving you that sense of the purity of love, which that Page of Cups. Now, I forgot to say this. The Page of Cups could mean that you're in a new relationship, okay? Please don't get hung up on time, because I'm recording this on June 10th. I mean, it's all relative, past, present, future. Just pay attention to the themes if they kind of resonate with you, because this will be a balancing in your life. You may have kind of gone off the deep end in some way with a relationship. One thing, because I did get the Devil card in this, and I do know Aries, I feel like you are one of the most highly sexed signs. I can't put that in any more polite terms. And so some of your disappointments in love may come from not understanding that you were in lust and you weren't in love. And maybe you sometimes confuse the two. But I feel like with the Temperance card, there's balance restored. And it could just be on the mental level that you understand now that it was an imbalanced situation. This is further evidenced by this higher message, the spiritual message, which is the Queen of Swords. This is the balance of male and female. The Queen represents the intuitive And the swords is the masculine, and that is the logical side, the linear side, the part of you that is very I was going to say very logical about what is happening in your love life. You know, for anybody, when you fall in love, you can become, it's almost like you lose your head, right? So it's very important that people are able to, it's not that you turn off your feelings, but it's that you learn the difference between your own personal conditioning, which is your emotional nature, and feelings. You know, your emotions can be reactions. I remember the psychologist John Bradshaw. He said emotions. It's like it's like a movement, and the point is that when you're in love, you don't have to lose your head. I think that's the best way of putting it. And perhaps you did for some reason, because you felt that sense of rejection, or you could have even felt like you were not getting along. There was no spiritual connection, because the cups, they connect to the water signs and emotions, but also the spiritual, the soul. Very important. And it's not that Aries can't be spiritual beings. It's just that you're so active, you know. It's like when I said emotion, I mean, you really are in motion. What crosses you is the King of Swords. Now this could be another person, but don't let this be you. This is a person who, they're in that sense of tyrant behavior where they're allowing their emotions to get the best of them, and they're lashing out verbally, and they could be very cruel in their bitter words. And because this is the king, there's this sense of control or power over another, but it's using mind games. Okay, see, I'm reading this as the reversed. See, this is a good thing, because this is a woman who, and I'm saying woman, I mean female energy, that is caring in their communication. They're not using it as a weapon. The King of Swords in the reverse position, the challenge position, is using their words to cut somebody to shreds. Now, this could be the other person that you're dealing with. This could be an abusive person. Sometimes kings can represent fathers or the father of your child, and they may be being verbally abusive. But if you were rejected, you may be tempted to get into that, to try to regain control over the situation. Never do that. Never do that. Even if somebody rejects you, even if they do something bad to you, don't retaliate. Don't retaliate. Always keep your dignity. You know, the king and queen are royalty. They're about dignity. And you don't want to sink to somebody else's level. Okay? But this could be somebody else too. And if this person's in your life, they're a destructive force. And they're trying to, another thing too is they try to get into your head, and they try to make you feel like you're the perpetrator when they're the ones that are doing things. Okay. The advice for what is coming in is the Nine of Cups. Oh, this is a very good card. This is the card of wish fulfillment. So maybe some of you have a Sagittarius person who is in your life, and this could be the person that you want. You're certainly compatible with Sagittarius. But it's that feeling of emotional satisfaction as well. It can even be a card of prosperity sometimes, depending on what it is that you have been wanting. But there's that sense of well-being that is associated with the Nine of Cups. So even though some of these cards appear challenging in certain respects, I think that with the Page of Cups, for those people who are looking to find somebody, it looks like you are beginning a relationship. And you don't have, it's like you've healed from a past situation where you were feeling a sense of dejection, from a relationship that may have soured. The outcome is the Devil card, which is to me not an outcome. It's more of a cautionary tale of make sure that your compulsive tendencies, and I don't think that Aries is one of the more compulsive signs, to be honest with you. I think you guys are very disciplined in many ways. But regardless, make sure to get on top of things by observing the nature of your interactions with a person. If you've just started a relationship, you might want to just stay as friends, talking and getting to know one another before going into anything intimate, so that you can decide whether or not this person is ultimately compatible with you. Aries people like to cut to the chase in their lives. They want to it's that impatience of wanting the next thing. And that's because you're just so enthusiastic about life. Well, this card, to accompany it, is showing that control. This is the sign. This is the card that Aries is connected to, and it is the authoritarian. But we don't have to look at it in a bad way. It's the person who has mastery over his domain. And I never watched Seinfeld, but I didn't mean to say it like that. But that is really about, the number 4 is a number of stability. It's a number of foundations. And I think that in terms of any new relationship, that you want to take things slowly, methodically, and get to know somebody very well. And you could have that type of relationship where it's very solid, stable, long-lasting. So I hope you enjoyed this, Aries. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below or go to RainaMoonAstrology.com. God bless you. Have a great July. Bye.